Hi, Senior Wardens. My name is the Reverend Lydia Johnson, and I am your missioner for development and evangelism. First, I want to thank y'all for making time to be here today and for all the many ways that you serve your churches, your people, and our diocese. We really couldn't do it without y'all. I want you to know that I'm here as a resource for you. One of the biggest joys of my job is when I actually get to come and walk alongside a parish as they explore whatever is next for them, as that you explore different ways to share the good news of God out in the neighborhood around you and invite others to more. So with that, I want to tell you a little bit about some of the stuff that my office can help you do and ways that we might work together and collaborate. So let me see if I can share my screen and we'll do a little PowerPoint. All right. Here we go. So welcome to the Missional Office of Evangelism and Development, where we are moving more deeply into God's call to life and ministry and extending our mission beyond the status quo. So here are some of the things that we do in this office. One of the places that I love to start is to dream with each other about what God is calling us to next, particularly as we step out of this, what has been a long season of COVID. Our communities are different. Our churches are different. We are different. We have different interests and energies for different things. Different things are life-giving to us now. So what is it that God is calling us to next? I would love to work with y'all to dream about that and open our eyes afresh to the world around us. We can work together to develop and deepen spiritual practices of evangelism and community engagement, both individually and collectively. And I'll talk a little bit more about how evangelism and community engagement are not really just something that we host the event and we check the box. These really are spiritual practices where we're changing the orientation of our heart and our actions. We spend time to reflect on, examine, and even challenge what we are doing to know Jesus, encounter Jesus, and share the love of Jesus. One of my favorite ways to do this is just to host some Zoom meetings or small group gatherings where we can share what's been going on and really look at it through different lens and ask ourselves what God might be calling us to next, but also just what can we learn from all of this? And then one of my very favorite things, together we try new ways of doing the old things that help us connect with God and with one another. I love it when someone has an idea of a way to go out and love the world, and we aren't afraid to try it, especially when it holds up those things that have been so important to us, but it reimagines it or perhaps reinvents it. But most importantly, I want all of you to be a part of it. I want us to work together to come up with these ways of going beyond the status quo and really feeling the presence of God together and asking others to feel it too. So we do have to talk about a little bit of a dirty word, evangelism. But don't worry, it's not scary. It's awesome. So when we're talking about evangelism, we're really talking about just seeking, naming, celebrating, and inviting people into the way of love, into God's love. We want to engage in it as a spiritual practice, as a way that it changes the way that we look at the world. And some of the ways that we do that is it's really helpful to do one of the embracing evangelism or evangelism 101, evangelism toolkit type things to give us a good framework of what is evangelism and how do we share the love of God in a respectful way with others. I do want to share with you some evangelism resources that we have on our website as well as on the National Church website. And I want to tell you a little bit about our evangelism lay class, our evangelism licensing program that we'll be hosting this fall. So the evangelism licensing or lay class is part of our lay school for ministry. And it's not that you need to be licensed to be an evangelist. We're all called to be evangelists. But if this is something that calls to people in your parish, calls to someone in your parish that they feel like they need to walk deeper into this ministry, we can get some tools, some best practices around that. We can learn a spiritual grounding in it, a scriptural grounding in it, and we can look at what are some things that folks are doing locally within the diocese and across the country that have been effective. And we will learn ways to listen to the community around us, to authentically share our experiences of God, and to respectfully invite others into more. And how do we create those spaces of gracious hospitality? So it really is about evangelism leadership, how to be an evangelism leader in your parish. I think one of the cool things about this would be that then you would have somebody in your parish who really knows what to do and how to do it well when it comes to evangelism. So here are some of those evangelism resources I was talking about. If you go to the diocesan website and you click on ministries and then you click on evangelism, it'll take you to a web page that has lots of resources, helpful links, and it has a section highlighted for story sharing events. There's lots of different programs on here, many of which are plug and play, such as the evangelism toolkit. But these are also things that if you want to take a look at them and something strikes your interest, I can come and do a workshop with your folks, or teach folks how to do a workshop. One I do want to highlight for you is Evangelism by the Beach. That's a great introduction. Also want to highlight for you Embracing Evangelism, which can be found on the National Church website. That is sort of an expansion of that evangelism toolkit, complete with videos, training material, facilitator handouts, all kinds of things. It's something you can do on your own, or it's something that I can come and help you with. And it can be anything from a half-day retreat to, I think like up to 8 weeks is about how long it can last. It's a really good, very well done program. All right, mission engagement. This is that part about going and joining God in the neighborhood in the work that is already being done, and challenging our own status quo. This is a spiritual practice in that it asks us to take all the beauty of our liturgy and our spirituality and take it beyond the walls of our church, and more fully recognize that God has work going on in our communities, that are right around the congregations, and it's all living and moving. So here's some ways that we learn to do that. Um, there is the Tri Tank, which is a whole lot of fun. It is a group out of Virginia Theological Seminary, and recently St. John's Episcopal has become a hub for Tri Tank. So Tri Tank offers these experiments, these opportunities to join other folks who are seeking mission engagement, looking for ways to invite others into the work and the love of God. And if you go to their website, just tritank.org, you can sign up for their newsletter, and then you can sign up for the individual experiments that pertain to your context. It's a really great learning experience. It usually comes with some very good coaching, and can also, they will cover cost a lot of times. So that's really cool. We also do some work in redevelopment. That's where we sort of reimagine our church in our context, and what does it look like to explore a new life going forward. There's a really great group called Genesis 2, and they meet on the second Tuesday of every month. If that's something you're interested in, just let me know and I'll be sure to get y'all connected. I go every month and absolutely love it. Another thing I would like to invite folks to is a small church group. Small churches have a unique and very special ministry. And if you would like to partner with other small churches, even just as a think tank or to do projects together, please contact me and we will get that group together and going. I think we would meet by Zoom on that. Missional engagement also has to do with trying different project models. Some of the fruit that you might see of that are the Freedom Schools in just Pensacola. Kimmy Young did some amazing work to make those a reality. But there are also some other new missional initiatives, such as Beloved Community Outreach Center in Mobile. Beloved Community has also been experimenting with some different ways to serve the community. And you can learn from what they're doing. They'll be happy to come and tell you about that, or even just join you on a Zoom for that sort of thing. Nothing is too small to start with mission engagement. It can be things as simple as free listening, where you literally just go out and listen to your community, or it can be things like Laundry Love, a one-day event, but it's something that you prepare for ahead of time. There's lots of crossover between mission engagement and evangelism. So if you want to learn more about any of that or work on a project together, please let me know. It would be a joy and a delight to do that with you. On that note, I want to tell you about our Missions of Outreach and Justice cycle of prayer. It mirrors our diocesan cycle of prayer. In fact, you can find it on the same place in the website. But what we do here is we're lifting up and praying specifically for those programs within our churches, or the programs that our churches support that focus on outreach, justice, and mercy. And this is a great way for us to hear what's going on and to lift up and hold each other in prayer as we engage in that work. So check it out on there. Also, be sure that your church is included on it. Shoot me an email, give me a call, and we'll make sure that we have you guys printed in there. I want to affirm for everybody that trying something new is not a sign of failure or a step backwards. It's a step forward, and it's a sign of life. So if there's anything that you want to try or explore, please let me know. I will be more than happy to assist you in any way that I can. And I think we might have a lot of fun doing it together. So thank you very much. Email me, Lydia at diocgc.org. Thanks so much. And y'all have a blessed rest of the day. Bye.